So today I'm going to talk to you guys about my library setup. Everybody, I'm Sophie and welcome back to my channel. Okay, so a couple of days ago I decided to rearrange my library and I'm going to tell you how I arrange my books. Before that, my books used to be in rainbow color coordinated and I really like how that looked. However, it was difficult for me to find titles, certain books that I wanted to read because they were color coordinated and I couldn't remember what the actual cover looked like or the spine looked like. So it was really hard for me to find books. Obviously, I could Google it, but sometimes there's different editions and stuff like that. So it was a bit difficult. If you wanted to get a book quickly, it was a little bit difficult to find. The other thing is that because it was color coordinated, some series had to be separated, or there were some shelves that had series but they didn't really match the other ones, so it was a bit of a mess for me. I decided to rearrange it within genre or categories. I think for me, I'm gonna say that it's mostly categories because they might be different genres, but I put them in specific categories that work for me. So let me show you. So all of my upper shelves are my Austen books. I do have a lot of Austen books. So all of the books right here are my Austen inspired books and some Austen books. So I have copies of Emma and Mansfield Park, but I also have Becoming Jane. I have Lost in Austen. I have different books that are inspired by Austen. And then if you guys want to see, I also have a couple of things that reference the bookshelf, like my embroidery that I did for my cozy hobby activity, cozy book hobby, while I listen to an audiobook. I also have my box for my magnetic poetry kit. Obviously the magnets are on the fridge, but I have the little box here, and then I have my new Austen edition accessory or item, which is my mug, my Jane Austen mug. It's right here. I might use it, I might not. I just really like it, and I like it there on the shelf. This next shelf is all Austen, whether it's collections of her work or just individual novels like Pride and Prejudice, Sense and Sensibility, Emma, all of those. I also have my little flowery teacup that I got at a thrift shop in North Park, I believe. And then I also have my quill right here that I got at Disney World in the Paris section or the France section. I got this quill a long time ago and I still have it in the box right here. I also have like this little crystal heart that I was given from my friend Paulette. Super cute crystal heart. I actually dropped it yesterday while I was doing a reel and it didn't break. So it's really hard crystal. And then I also have another quill that I used the day that I got married. People were able to write down their thoughts on a little book, and we put this little pen there so that people could write things. So that's that shelf. And then I also have a Marvel comic book of Pride and Prejudice, which I love. And then on my last shelf, I have some other Austen inspired books, a couple of copies again on Persuasion, Pride and Prejudice. And then I also have all my DVDs, my Jane Austen DVDs. Then I have a couple of knickknacks on each shelf. Here I have my little owl. I also have my 1994 copy of Pride and Prejudice from the BBC, and then a couple of other things on that particular shelf. Okay, on my next shelf, right here, I have women's stories. Now, these are different genres, but these are all stories. The protagonist is a woman. So I have Atonement, I have My Life in France, I have Get a Life, Chloe Brown, Victoria, different books. Most of these I haven't read, so now I have easy access to those types of books whenever I want one. And I actually just traded in at my little free library a couple of books for this one, which is Radar Girls. So hopefully I'll be reading that pretty soon. On this shelf, I also have my Ahsoka Tano, which was a Christmas gift. And it's all pink and beautiful. And then I also have my two jars where I get to pick 2 different books to read. These are from my 2023 haul, and these are from my 2023 TBR that I didn't get to read. So I'll get to pick 2 each month, and I'm gonna read those books. Okay, on my next shelf, this is kind of my random shelf. This is mostly what you're gonna see on my background, although it's a little bit covered right now. Sometimes I have this here, sometimes I don't, but you can see books that I have read and I love, or that I'm planning on reading pretty soon. So let's move little owl here. By accident, fate, whatever you want to call it, I ended up with a lot of owls. I don't know why. But yeah, I have my little pink shimmery owl. I had my flowery headphones that I use whenever I'm listening to books when I'm out. I also have my little owl speaker that was also a Christmas gift from a couple of years ago. And then I have a candle that my friend Jessica gave me. It smells really good, but I'm gonna confess I'm a little afraid of lighting candles and just leaving them. Obviously, I'm not gonna leave the house, but even if they're just behind me, I'm a little bit afraid of flames. So I might get like a candle warmer and use it. But for now, it's just here as decor. So here are my books that I have read and really love, like Firekeeper's Daughters, The Outsiders, Cemetery Boys. I also have the Tea Dragon Society. Ones that I want to read are Howl's Moving Castle, Spy Family, but I have some other books there. Some of my favorite from last year, and some that remind me this was a book that I got in middle school, and I kept it all this time, and I still have it, and I really like having it. We didn't have a big reading program, and one teacher decided to have us get that book, and she really tried, and I really appreciated that because there wasn't a reading program at the school, so it really has like more of a sentimental value for me. So I really like that book. Yeah, that's that shelf. The next shelf has a little teacup that shouldn't be here. This should be up here, or what should it be? So I'm just gonna put it back in its place, and I'm gonna move on to the next shelf. So the next shelf, I have another owl. I have my 1989 CD that I got this Christmas, so I'm displaying it for now. I got it as a gift this Christmas, so I have it right there. And then this is my little box of all the fortunes I've ever gotten from fortune cookies. I keep them. So these are all the cookies we have eaten as a family, and these are all our fortunes. And then I have, for my books, I have my Charles Dickens collection. I started collecting Charles Dickens just like Jane Austen a few years ago. I'm not a massive collector of Charles Dickens. Like if I see a book and I like it, I'll get it. But if I'm not searching for it like I am for the Austens. So I have this beautiful copy of David Copperfield, and I have another copy of David Copperfield and the Pickwick Papers. I have Bleak House, Oliver Twist, another copy of Bleak House, Great Expectations, Little Dorrit, so different Dickens. And then I also have my copy of Les Mis and my copy of Little Women and Little Men right here. And then I'm gonna go ahead and show you the following shelf. I have my little reindeer right there, just for decoration. I have these sections which are more classics. I have Anna Karenina, Julio Verne. These two are not classics, but because of the spine and the way they look, they fit perfectly with classics. They are contemporary books. I haven't read this yet, so I'm gonna get to them as soon as possible. I have a set here of Mark Twain's work. I have Huckleberry Finn. I have another one. And then this is a gift that I got from my family on my 15th birthday, because my name is Sofia. I got El Mundo de Sofia, which is I don't know what it's called in English, might be The World of Sophia, and it's about philosophy and all that. And I got Edgar Allan Poe's work, and then I have F. Scott Fitzgerald, some of his work. Okay, and I moved my camera a little bit so you can see what I have on these shelves. So on this shelf, I have all my fantasy and sci-fi books, and I got this little mushroom that I just got at Walmart, And this is like a brand new purchase, like a couple of days ago. And then I also have my Rumpelstiltskin's dagger from Once Upon a Time. I really love that series. So I have my dagger right here. So I'm going to point to my books with my dagger. And then I have all my sci-fi and fantasy. This is not sci-fi, but it fits perfectly there. The Pillars of the Earth. I have, for example, Thunderhead. This is the only copy that I've got. I know it's a trilogy and this is the book number 2, so I'm looking for the other ones. As you know, I thrift a lot of my books, so I'm waiting to see if I can find them at a thrift store or Goodwill or library sale, any of those. And again, Ready Player One, The City We Became. I also have Star Wars. I have The House in the Cerulean Sea. So I have like my fantasy and again sci-fi books here. And then over here I have sort of like my YA section. I have my Hunger Games, my Twilight series. I have Beautiful Creatures, which I got but never finished reading. And then I also have The Host. Again, never finished reading it. But I kind of don't want to part ways with them. I mean, maybe I should part ways with The Host. But for now, it's still there. I have Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist. And then I have Dash and Lily Book of Theirs. And then I have a couple of other books that are like YA middle grade. And then 2 other books that don't really fit that category, but that was the spaces they were in. But it's easy to find them. And then I'm gonna go ahead and show you the bottom shelves. Okay, so for my bottom shelves, right here I have my collection of Harry Potter. I started that collection a long time ago. I know every time people talk about Harry Potter now they have to like excuse why they have the series. I know the author is problematic, but we all grew up with that particular series, so it's there. I like it. I thrifted all of the books. I never got one book new, so that's good. And I have my little Dumbledore card that I got on a chocolate frog a long time ago. I have a little Alice. I have a little mermaid and my little bunny. I don't remember his name from Alice, and he's ceramic, so he's really fragile. And I have my lamp with my arroba, which I'm forgetting the name in English. And yeah, I have it right here. And so these are mostly kids books. I have like the Jungle Book, the Golden Compass. I have 2 books of those, and then I have a couple of other children's books right there. And then I didn't tell you what I have on my shelf over here. I have my crystal lamp that I got as a gift again. I have a little gnome like plate to put whatever I want there, so I just put that lamp. I have my M&Ms that I always have there for snacking, and then I have my little 3 keychains that I don't use them as the keychain. This one was a gift. This is Phoebe from Friends. This was also a gift. This is Winnie from Hocus Pocus, and then this was also a gift. This is Ariel. So I have them all 3 together, like my 3 little witches there. They're not witches, all of them, but because they're 3, just go with it. They're witches. And over here I have more children and middle grade books. I have Roald Dahl. I have Hugo Cabret. I have 2 Disney books, Reflection and The City of Villains. And then I have Heroes of Olympus books. I got all 4 of them for $4 at a library sale. I'm just missing one, so I'm hoping to get that one sometime soon. So I have the whole collection, and then I have book 3 of Percy Jackson. So I'm looking for the other ones, and then I have the Benedict Society and my Anne of Green Gables, and I have some little knickknacks that I use. On the very bottom shelf here, I have all middle grade and some children's book. I used to teach middle grade, and I got a lot of books from publishers. They wanted me to include them on our reading program, so I got all my books there. Here I have my printer and my sewing kit and a laptop. And then over here in the very last shelf, I have my self-help books, and I have like my autobiographies. Some of them were gifts. I haven't read them all. From self-help, I call it self-help, but I have things like A New Earth from Eckhart Tolle, from Ecomedium. Also have Utopia and Siddhartha. So a little bit more books that not necessarily self-help, but also a little bit more reflective books. And then on these shelves, I have a lot of classics. I have a lot of John Steinbeck. I have Moby Dick. I have One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, another copy of Huckleberry Finn. So I have different classics right here. Toni Morrison, Dorian Gray, different books. And yeah, that is my complete book setup for now. I'm planning on getting another white bookshelf over here. And this one I'll probably just cover it because it's in pretty good shape. I'll just cover it with white contact paper so it'll match the other two. And yeah, that is it. That's everything I have on my bookshelves. Hopefully you like it. I do have another bookshelf which is pretty different. And all I have there are like writing books, like how to write a novel, things like that. So I didn't show you that. But yeah, those are all the books that I have. This is my tiny library that I really love. Hopefully you like it. Hopefully you get an idea. If you don't know how to organize your books, this might be a good idea. I know some people do it alphabetically. Some people do it by genre. Some people do it by color. In this case, this really worked for me perfectly because now I can find everything. I know where my classics are. I know where my sci-fi is. I know where my children middle grade is. My women's stories, my Austen, the books that I really love or want to read like ASAP. They all are in their specific place. So hopefully this will give you an idea and you can go ahead and organize your bookshelves however you feel more comfortable. So thank you so much for joining me and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!